Hello students, today we'll deal with the velocity analysis of slider crank mechanism using instantaneous center method. For this we'll take up a problem which is from GATE 2014. Having learned about the velocity analysis using instantaneous center method in the previous videos, we'll use all those concepts to solve this problem. So we take up the problem. The problem statement is as follows. A slider crank mechanism with crank radius 60 mm and connecting rod length 240 mm is shown in figure. The crank is rotating with uniform angular velocity of 10 radians per second counterclockwise. For the given configuration, determine the velocity of the slider. So first we draw the configuration diagram, and for that we take up a scale as 20 mm will be represented by 1 centimeter. So we draw the configuration diagram. We take the point, fixed point O. Through that we draw the crank OP of 60 mm, that is 3 centimeter, and from point P we draw a line perpendicular which will be representing the crank connecting rod and relatively of 240 mm, that is 12 centimeter. This will meet at the axis at the point Q, at which the slider will be pivoted. So the crank OP will be rotating at the angular velocity of 10 radians per second. This is the configuration given. The connecting rod is pivoted to crank at point P. Similarly, the slider is pivoted to the connecting rod at point Q. Now let's mark the links. The fixed link as 1, the crank is link 2, connecting rod is link 3, and the slider is link 4. So we need to find out the velocity of the slider. That means the velocity of link 4 or velocity of point Q as it is on the slider. So let's move ahead with the instantaneous center method. So first of all, we need to find out the number of instantaneous center. That can be found out from the formula. N is equal to n into n minus 1 upon 2, which will give us the number of instantaneous center is 6. Listing these are I12, I13, I14, I23, I24 and I34. So as we have learned before that we can locate some of the instantaneous center by inspection and others by Candice. So first of all, let us locate the instantaneous center by inspection. For doing this, we will first represent the links with the points on a polygon as shown here. Point 1, point 2, point 3 and point 4. Now we will join the sides with firm line. That will give us the instantaneous center by inspection. So point 1 and 2 joined will give us instantaneous center I12, which will be located at point O. As at point O, the link 2 will be rotating about this point O. So this will have, the link 2 will have the relative motion with respect to point 1. So this point will be I12. Similarly, 2, 3 will give us I23. So link 2 and 3 are pivoted at point P. So this point P will be I23, as about this point they will be having relative motion. Similarly, 3 and 4 will give us I34. So link 3 and link 4 are connected at point Q, this point. So this point will be I34, as the link 3 is pivoted, or the slider is pivoted to link 3 at this point. So they will have relative motion at this point. So next is 4-1. So this will give us I14. Now slider is link 4 and 1 is the fixed link. So these two make a pure translatory pair. So it will be a pure translatory motion, and this is a prismatic pair. So as we have studied earlier, the instantaneous center of this type of pair or translatory motion will be lying at the infinity. So we have a line and I14 will be at infinity. So having done or having located the instantaneous center by inspection, now we have to find out the two remaining instantaneous center. Now let us see that we have to find out the velocity of point Q, which is on the slider. So we have to find out the velocity of the slider, which is actually the velocity of point Q, as the point Q is on the slider. Now this point Q is also on the link 3. So if we get the velocity of link 3, then we will be able to find out the velocity of the slider or the point Q. So to get this velocity of this link 3, let us locate the instantaneous center of link 3. For doing that, we'll join this 1, 2, 3. So this will give us the instantaneous center I13 as follows. This line 1, 3 has divided the polygon in two triangles, 1, 4, 3, which is having I14 and I34 as the sides. And similarly, another triangle is 1, 2, 3, which is having I12 and I23 as the sides. So we'll obtain I13 by the intersection of the line joining I14 and I34 and the line joining I12 and I23. So we do this. So we already have the line joining I14 and I34. This is I14 and this is I34. So this is the line which is joining I13 and I14. Now we'll join I12 and I23. So this is I12, this is I23. So this will be the line as shown. So on this intersection of this line and this line, we will get I13. Now it's getting out of the screen, so let me reduce the scale. Something like this. So at this point, at the intersection of these two lines, we will get I13 as discussed earlier. So this is the location of I13 and we will name it as point R. Now having known this instantaneous center I13, now we can determine the velocity of point Q, or the velocity of the angular velocity of link 3 as omega 3. We are already given omega 2, that is the angular velocity of link 2 as 10 radians per second. Now writing the angular velocity ratio theorem, as we have seen in the previous video, omega 2 by omega 3 will be given by I23 minus I13 divided by I23 minus I12. This relation we have already seen in the last video. So this will be equal to omega 2 upon omega 3 will be equal to Rp upon PO. I23 minus I13, I23 minus I13. So this distance Rp, this is Rp. Similarly, I23 minus I12, 23 minus 12 will be PO, this distance. So omega 2 upon omega 3 will be Rp upon PO. Moving ahead, omega 2 will be is given 10 radians per second, and Rp measured by this diagram according to the scale, it is measured as 16.9. So converting according to the scale, it will be 0.338 meter. Similarly, PO is already given 60 mm. So converting with the scale, it is converting is mm into meter, it is 0.06 meter. So this will give us omega 3 as 1.775 radian per second. With omega 3, now we can find out the velocity of slider. VQ will be omega 3 into RQ. So this point will have the angular velocity of omega 3 because point Q is also on link 3, so it will have the same angular velocity as that of link 3. So VQ will be equal to omega 3 into the distance of this point Q from the center of rotation of this link. So link 3 is rotating as a whole about the point I13 or point R. So the distance between Q and R will be RQ. So this is omega 3 into RQ. So by measuring this graphically, it will be 17.4 centimeters. So by converting it according to the scale, it is 0.348 meter. So this will give us VQ as VQ, or the velocity of the slider, as 0.618 meter per second. So this is how you can solve this problem graphically with the use of instantaneous center method. But as I told you earlier that this problem was asked in GATE 2014. So in GATE examination, it won't be possible for you to solve this problem graphically. So now we will solve this problem analytically using geometry. So for doing that, we have this diagram as earlier. So I13 was located here and this was point R. Now this angle will be 90 degree. As this is 180 degree and this angle is 90, so this will also be 90. Now this angle, this is 90, this is theta, so this angle will be 90 minus theta, and this whole angle is theta, this whole angle is 90 degree, so this angle will be theta. We'll do it once again. In this triangle OPQ, we are already given this angle P, angle OPQ is 90 degree. We have assumed this angle QOP as theta. So angle PQO will be 90 minus theta. Further, as this line is having this whole angle will be 180 degree, so this angle RPQ will be 90 degree. Similarly, as this angle is 90 degree, so angle PQR will be theta degree, as this is 90 minus theta, so this will remaining be theta degree. So knowing these angles, we will find out the lengths RP and RQ. For this, we have VQ as omega 3 into RQ and VP as omega 3 into RP. VQ omega 3, as the point Q is on the link 3, so it will have the angular, the point Q will also have the same angular velocity as that of link 3, and the distance of point Q from the center of rotation will be the R. So V is equal to omega R, so it will be VQ is equal to omega 3 into RQ. Similarly, VP, point P is also on the link 3. So point VP will have the same angular velocity as that of link 3, so omega 3, and the distance of point P from its center of rotation of link 3, that is R. Center of rotation of link 3 is R, so distance of P from the center of rotation of the link, that is R, so that is RP. So taking the ratio, VQ upon VP will be equal to RQ upon RP. We already know VP, as it is already given as omega 2 is already given as 10 radians per second, so VP will be equal to 0.6 meter per second. Now we know this. To find out this, we need this ratio RQ upon RP. So RQ upon RP can be found out from this triangle PQR. So in triangle PQR, if we take the angle of, we take the sine of this angle, sine theta of this will be, sine theta is perpendicular upon hypotenuse. So sine theta of this angle will be, this will be the perpendicular RP upon hypotenuse will be RQ. So sine theta will be equal to RP upon RQ. Putting this value, VP upon VQ will now become 1 by sine theta. Here it is Rp upon Rq, and here it is Rq upon Rp. So Vp upon Vq upon Vp, sorry, will be equal to 1 upon sine theta. Now we still need to find theta. So here it is theta. So we can find theta from this triangle OPQ. So in triangle POQ, we have tan theta, tan of this angle, tan theta will be equal to perpendicular upon base. So perpendicular for this theta angle will be PQ upon PO. So tan theta will be equal to PQ upon OP. We know the values of PQ and OP. PQ is 240 mm and OP is 60 mm. So this will give us theta as nearly 67 degrees. Knowing theta, now we can find out VQ from this ratio. So VQ upon VP is 0.6 and 1 by sine 76 degrees. So this will give us VQ as 0.618 meter per second. This is the velocity of the slider. So this is how you can solve this problem of velocity analysis of slider crank mechanism using instantaneous center method, both by graphical method and by analytical method using geometry. So I hope you have understood how to solve this type of problem, and now you can practice other various problems of GATE as well as from your textbook. For any queries, please contact me. Thank you.